We're back. Stupid Anthony is not feeling well. And I'm really hoping it's that dumb restaurant that he fucking raved about for an hour. His fancy meal. I hope he's shitting his pants.
The homeless guy was just trying to save him the shits.
I bet you the homeless guy is feeling great right now.
Yeah.
It's the beautiful thing.
What did he eat? Did he say?
No,
it wasn't you.
It was a rich...
Oh, brother. Oh, God.
You gave him the shits?
No, but I don't know. No, he's saying that Anthony didn't eat his... He meant you, right?
Yeah. Who didn't eat you? Because you're... I don't know. I'm poisonous? My vagina's poisonous? How would you know?
I don't fucking read the
You haven't been around that area. It's carved in the wall of the internet.
I bet he's got that stomach virus. We had it. Did you have the stomach virus yet?
I have an amazing...
The norovirus, everybody.
Holy fuck. I bet that's what he's got, is that stomach virus.
Well,
and he's contagious for up to 2 weeks, so you're probably going to get it now.
Oh, fuck, I hope not.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking... You just lay in bed, puking and shitting.
Have I had it? No, I don't think so. No.
On your stomach?
You don't remember? Wait, there was a few days I was puking and shitting.
No, I took the flu shot this year.
No, so did I. This is a whole nother strain.
What'd you take for the virus?
What did I... Nothing. Last 2 weeks ago...
2 weeks?
No, I had it...
No, it only really lasts like about 48 hours.
Okay.
I was laying... I woke up... I ate all this Italian food Friday night at the place I was working. Then I was supposed to be at Mohegan Sun Saturday, and I woke up at 5:30 in the morning, and I go, do I have food poisoning? And I just started puke. I mean, not like little puke. It came flying out.
Describe it.
It came flying out. And then I shit. I mean, that felt good.
Describe it.
So... I call her. I go, I'm fucking, how am I going to get to Mohegan Sun? I'm not going to be able to, I'm going to have to cancel on the same day. Then I go, I need the money. And then she calls me back 2 hours later. She's puking. My daughter, and then we found out that my youngest daughter was the host. She brought it from preschool.
She came home. She threw up once. She goes, I just threw up in the toilet. And I went and I inspected it, because that's what moms do. And then I said, you want to lay down? Or she goes, no, I'll have lunch. And then we went to Chuck E. Cheese.
And everybody else.
That is all for her.
So I bet you he has
10 minutes of sickness.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get it. Let's be honest. That's all that matters is that I don't get sick.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible. You got to cancel everything.
Do you cancel Mohegan?
No, I want to say, I kept a puke bucket right next to the...
I've done that before, too, a couple of times where I have a little thing in the back.
Audience.
What's that? I heard you.
Oh, my God.
Where you felt you were
He thought that about himself, but he waited till he could say it about you. Yeah.
Did you feel like you were going to throw up on the audience?
No, I kept a puke bucket there just because I wanted to have a conversation starter.
Yeah.
Of course, stupid. Where do you bail out of the conversation? I'm bonding with you. You're like, yeah, I had a puke bucket. I'm like, me too. Why? Did you think you were going to puke? No reason. I just wanted to have a story.
No, but I don't understand. Why were you sick? What was wrong?
I don't know. In 21 years of doing stand-up, I had the flu or something. It was like one of those. I was
so you had it.
No, he's not saying this is recent. He said, I've also had that happen to me in the past.
Don't act like I don't know what the fuck's going on.
You don't know what's going on. You're 100 years old. Your brain is going, it happens. You didn't have much to begin with. So it's probably going to be a pretty quick
Alzheimer's
slide.
is going to be a very, very quick jump.
We won't even know for years. We'll be like, no, he's always been dumb, so.
Oh, you even said last night how dumb you were.
I admit that I'm dumb. That's why I married you, because I seem smart by comparison.
Fucking, ugh.
Oh, there. Good one. Good. Fucking 80 years in the business, and that's his comeback. Nice.
I want to hear your podcast. I haven't heard it.
Huh?
I haven't heard your podcast.
I hate doing it. I hate doing it, yeah.
Why?
A lot of reasons. One, I don't like talking to Rich for an hour. That one's...
Even though people like it, you hate doing it?
Yeah, because we actually fight. For some reason, we're the kind of people that can't pretend.
So
we really have an argument, and then I get emotional, and sometimes I have to lay on the bed for half an hour after the podcast.
Because you're closed-minded and you don't know how to compromise or rationalize, and you.
That is unequivocally not true.
And the other day we do a podcast. She has all morning to eat a granola bar, and then she's chewing on a granola bar, and it's so fucking aggravating.
It's awful. It's almost as bad as Nicorette gum on the air.
Oh, God, I know.
You don't
What are you
get-
eating? What are you eating on granola bar for?
It's-
It really is like the horse calling the kettle black.
That's not the same.
So and you know, it's just you do it, but we don't. You don't have any fucking. One, we do it like 4 or 5 days before it comes out, so you can't do any topical because it's already been done. You know what I mean? If we talk about what's going on.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to do topical, would you?
No.
Isn't that the whole theme?
Who is
it's
that
your
guy?
relationship? My name's Sam.
Just kidding. No, Sam. It's not that he wants to talk about his gigs. He thinks people want to know the behind the scenes, so he'll tell these like excruciatingly boring
Are they bad stories?
Stories, yeah. No, I mean it is like remember that time you were talking about all the seafood restaurants that you did stand up at in Florida or something. I mean, it went on forever, and then I was like, we don't need all this.
No, a lot of people like behind the scenes. What they want to know what's going on.
No, they
on
want
the
show business, not like. Then I went to a seafood restaurant, did stand up.
Yeah, that's all you do is read magazines about show business. So I'm giving them.
Yeah,
the
but that's not show business.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I
just a
was
fucking
trashing.
boring salesman on the road.
Yeah,
I know
it's
what you're
like-
saying.
I was trashing some of the places that do comedy, and the comedy scene. Like the other day on Twitter, just yesterday, somebody, this comedy club that I don't work in Indianapolis said. It was probably a massive a tweet. Hey, come down and win free tickets. I go, why would I want to come to that shithole? They ripped me off for fucking like $700, $800.
Why were you scheduled to work a month there?
Oh, really?
Boom.
Oh, that's really just take any side you can against me. That's why. So, and you're the one of the reasons I don't work there anymore because they said you were bombing all week. Huh? Remember at Crackers where they told you to wear the makeup when we were going to do radio? They said look pretty. When we were
At Crackers. Where was that?
in Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis, I do remember. Was it a lady?
Yeah, she said-
she took me into her office and like explained to me how to do radio.
That's show business. That's what Rich
literally,
was talking
yeah.
about.
Yeah. She told you to wear makeup.
She goes, look pretty. These guys, they like a pretty woman to look at in the morning.
Yeah, they say that.
Yes, she was like,
Yeah. Well, I go, well, then why are we bringing Bonnie? So,
this is the only face I've got.
the Twitter, so these people, they go behind fake characters. And so the tweet was, come out to this club. I go, why the fuck would I want to go there? Then he writes back, the person writes back, well, who's this? I go, a guy that the club ripped off. It's good. The club is good.
Oh, I read that. I didn't understand.
The club was good. So then somebody else writes back, why this is funny because he's miserable and his career is going nowhere. I go, well, you're not even a real person. You don't even have a real name. It's probably some fucking local open micer that's kissing ass to the club.
Yeah.
This happened on Twitter?
Yeah.
He has the funny thing about your tweets is that it's almost like some kind of like a puzzle or word game because there's no punctuation and half the words are spelled wrong. So you spend a lot of time deciphering what you actually mean, Because I remember reading that tweet and it took me a long time to understand what was happening.
Voss, do you worry that people won't pick up on the nuances because you don't have commas and stuff?
Well, because you don't want to waste the characters. You only have 140, so you fucking try to squeeze everything.
Do you use all 140 characters?
I try to get to 140. I try to get my money's worth. I try to, yeah.
Every good tweet should be exactly 140 characters.
Yes, with or without the period. Do you count the period at the end?
He doesn't use
you
any.
don't put it?
No.
It's the end, so they know there should be a period there. They don't just sit and wait for another, it's the end. I'm not calling. I don't do 400 tweets in a row. Okay, I'm not doing a novel.
Can you take the gum out of your upper lip? It's fucking making me want to punch
really
you in
is.
the face so bad.
Oh, yeah, now you know my life. Every fucking day I look at you. I want to hit you so
I want you to hit me.
I want to hit you.
Give
You
me
should-
a reason.
I fucking would. I wanted to belt you the other night
Why'd you want to hit her?
because we're fucking laying in bed going to bed, and I'm sorry, I farted.
He
And then
woke me up. No, okay, wait. I fell asleep. He farted and woke me up. That's how loud it was. And then he wouldn't say sorry.
Who said sorry? Who said sorry for
He said,
farting?
sorry, I woke you up.
No.
You just be
sorry.
nice.
Well,
no, he had to fight and argue.
Yeah, no, you.
I go, you woke me up. No, I didn't. I go, you just farted and woke
No,
me up.
I didn't.
He
denied waking you up as you were awake,
Yes.
talking to him with your eyes open.
No, and the thing is, who apologized? Then all of a sudden, I don't know.
He thinks if he apologizes, like
It's a
his
weakness.
head is going to explode or something.
And then it goes
like the police are going to come.
Then
And
you're arguing. You got to vacuum. You got to do this and that. You bring up
I
the
asked
whole
him-
fucking day of your resentment.
This is so funny.
You know,
I know because I do.
You bring up a whole day of resentment.
But you went golfing while I did all your laundry. He's done laundry a couple of times. He will not do any of my laundry. He picks out his own
wants
clothes
a bunch of
and does his
person's
laundry.
cum stains in her hand until you
Okay.
get dirty underwear.
So I did all his laundry. I cooked. I
You're right.
cleaned. I whatever. I did my wifely duties. It's fine. After dinner, I was getting everything cleaned up and stuff. I said, "Hey, can you just vacuum where Raina had eaten? There was all of this stuff on the thing." He was like, "Oh!" You could see it in his face, like angrily stomps around a little bit, and then he goes, I'll do it tomorrow." I go, "Just do it now. It's gonna take 5 minutes." I'm not your slave. I don't have to do it just because you tell me to do it. Like he literally goes off the handle, and then eventually. You don't have to talk to him like a child. I'm like, just get the vacuums right there. It'll take you 5 minutes. Go ahead, do it. He fucking does it. You know, the least amount that he can possibly do. It's fine. Good. And then he's done, and then he lays on the couch. And
Are you
falls
implying that
asleep.
Rich is self-centered?
I'm saying, like...
Are you implying that he paid for the vacuum and the building that you're living in to vacuum?
But that's what it always comes down to.
Yes.
Like,
My duties are to financially...
I've moved you to the middle of New Jersey so you can't make a living, and now I'm going to constantly use it against you.
I make a living. I live in the middle of New Jersey. I make a living.
Why don't you guys move somewhere in North Jersey, closer?
North Jersey?
Yeah, or closer to New York.
Because you can't sell a burnt-down house. It's not, you know.
Is it fixed yet or no?
It'll be done in like a month. But even if I did sell the house right now, I'd lose like $40,000 fucking dollars. This is her theory in life, and I would love to. She said, sell the house, right? Sell the house where I'd lose $40,000 easily.
Every day it goes up another $10,000.
Or 40,000 you lose now in the market. And then she said, and we'll rent in New York. Who the fuck sells and that has a less than $1,000 mortgage because I paid it down, you know, from the hard work I've done. Why, you know, she's out gallivanting, and I fucking and go rent in New York for like $2,000. And plus, we have a 4-year-old. We have good schools where we live, you know. So you can't just move where you don't know the school system. I know the school system. It's good schools. A lot of, you know.
He knows schools. I think we can all.
You know, my other daughters went to schools, and you know, my other daughter is on the dean's list in college every fucking marking period. Okay, so
no one says marking period in college. You dumbbell.
I know.
Marking period?
He's always using like how old is he? Because he uses phrases from like the turn of the century.
Oh, poppycock. So you know you got it fucking made. You don't have to answer to anybody. You don't fucking, you come and go when you want. You do what you
lonely,
fucking want.
Rich.
He's not lonely.
He's
he fucking goes
There's a
on the
price to pay for that.
yeah.
He's got nobody to do his laundry.
Huh?
Right? Wouldn't you want someone to ask you to vacuum once in a while?
I have a housekeeper, and I like doing my own laundry. I do my own laundry.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's why I do my laundry. I don't want to do anybody else's laundry.
No, but
Okay,
I would do something else. I would do my
laundry.
ex-girlfriends when she would stay over. And she would leave her stuff over. She was lazy. She never did laundry, but I would always do hers when it was there. Wash her stupid pants.
When we were in, here's the deal. When we were in our house and we had the washer and dryer, I had no problem throwing her shit in. You know, it was right there. But, you know, going to the laundromat.
Oh, you go to a mat now?
Yeah, because we live in a fucking
right.
furnished
Stay in an
apartment.
You know? And it's so depressing.
I love you.
I go on the fucking road. And then I come back to a furnished apartment, so it still feels like I'm on the fucking road.
Yeah.
It's I'm working these fucking gigs, trying to just get by, pay bills, pay the move, and then I got to hear her fucking vacuum. Go fuck yourself. I'm not a vacuumer. go vacuum. Fuck it. It's not even, you know.
Whatever. It's not that. It's not the vacuuming or anything. It's the childishness.
Yeah.
With which he goes, you're not my mom, but he puts me into that category, forces me into that.
Because I'd rather bang my mom.
Because any normal person would just jump up and see what needs to be done and do it, and everybody.
That's not true. That's not true. I'm tired. I'm fucking tired.
From what?
From golfing.
From
golfing.
No.
He golfed all day.
That doesn't.
I got up.
Does he golf a lot?
Yeah, every day he's like, I got to do it today because it's, it's the only nice day. Every day he says it.
No, here's the
You don't know if it's going to be nice tomorrow. You got to go.
You know how tired it is just going from city to city and fucking 1 week in Baltimore. You come home for 4
he has no
days.
idea.
I'm just saying he's agreeing because you don't know. Once in a while, and which you should be on the road everywhere once we get, the kid in school and stuff. But.
Are we gonna just leave her?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm
she's
saying?
Just sitting there waiting for someone to pick her up for
when she's old enough, just send her to boarding school.
So it's just tiring, and then you got the pressure of fucking this, this dumb fucking 4-year movie that we thought was done, and now it's another $40,000 fucking dollars.
Why?
Because we re-edited it. We took it from one level, and the graphics alone are $17,000 fucking dollars for graphics, and it's well worth it. It's well worth it, but it's just so much. And you're sitting here going, "Holy fuck! You got $130,000, and what if I don't sell this fucking thing?"
You trying to get it to festivals and stuff? Or
Well, we were this close. We were to South by Southwest, and one person said no. Everybody said yes.
Yeah,
but
that person was me.
and we're kind of glad because it wasn't ready.
Right.
It wasn't the way we.
Do you know who said no or no?
Some lady there.
Why did she say no? Did she give you a reason?
Yes.
What'd she say?
First of all, she sent an email to Rich that said that was titled, "This isn't the email you were hoping for."
Yeah,
which I love the professionalism.
This wasn't the email you were hoping for.
What was the reason?
Your wife's going to be with you for 10
She said it was more about me than about the topic.
The topic. She said it was more of a venue or whatever for Bonnie.
Yeah, a vehicle.
A vehicle for Bonnie.
A venue.
A vehicle. I'm like sometimes
any V word.
More
of a Vincent Price.
more of a. So
he couldn't think of another.
I know he was reaching for venison, but he's like. So okay, so we. Did you re-edit it again? Was that a valid point she made?
No. The point.
Actually, we did change it to include more because, we got a couple of people's opinions, Colin Quinn's and stuff, and everybody was like, it didn't show me doing stand up. It really didn't show me hardly at all. And they said you should put more of you in it. So then we ended up actually doing
and
the
also
opposite of what she said.
The first guy that saw it at South by Southwest was really very pivotal in the re-editing because he said, "Look, I'm not telling you to make these changes, but make them." And he's been doing this for over 10 years, looking at documentaries and looking at comedies.
What changes did he tell you?
Well, we moved around the beginning towards the back. We added a couple more things of her and I. We threw stand-up in it. The middle kind of fell flat. We pumped up the middle.
We cut out Bobby Kelly.
No, only half of them. And the guy really knew what he was fucking talking about.
But you know what the problem with the hardest part, I think, of the documentary is that it's not real. It's real in some way, but it's really not like an empowered documentary where I think a lot of women, even female comedians, when they talk to me about it, they feel like it's got to be that, where I'm really going, no, women are funnier than men, which is really not what it is. It's more like making fun of the entire topic rather than really, showing that women really are funnier than men. And so it's kind of a hard tone. If you don't get it, you don't get it.
Yeah, every comedy documentary is and then I struggled and I did it, and it's not that. It's just fucking funny. It's Artie Lang being fucking hilarious and in here.
You didn't have
it's really
to include
funny.
me.
No, it was funny. It's fucking funny in here. Fucking.
But you're happy with the way it's cut now.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I do.
Can you stop farting?
And then I fucking, you've watched it 10 million times.
Right.
But you can see little minor changes and stuff.
I've never seen it.
Huh?
You should let me see it. I'm very good at that stuff.
You are?
Yes. I'm a good rewriter and good editor. Not that I'm going to rewrite that, but I'm good at that.
Well, yeah, because you got an eye. You're a fucking comic.
And ears.
Huh?
And ears.
So, so the stress of going on the road and doing all that and paying, you put out that kind of money and you're going, well, what the fuck? What if, this industry, if one person loves it, they all love it. If one goes,
Where do you want it? Where do you want it to wind up? Because you could try to get it into...
Well, here's the deal. We have a lawyer that will probably try to sell it as a package, with a TV show attached and, Netflix, all that shit. We will get more money. If we get it into a festival, it will raise the value of the movie when it comes time to sell it. But if I could sell it outright for what I want.
We'll start taking offers right now.
If I could sell it outright without a festival, then I would fucking sell it. You know what I mean?
I would like to buy it and then just re-edit it, really sloppy.
Just destroy every
no reason, yeah.
Every bit of vision they had.
Like every time you talk, just cut.
Oh, that'd be
Drop the audio out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I'd like to do too, but I can't. If you have 300,000, which you do, you could buy it. That's my minimum. 300.
Sounds fair.
That's how you start negotiations.
Yeah.
No, we start high.
You just announced that you're
Meanwhile, you take 131.
I know. Fucking, one time I yelled at her and we were fighting. I go, why don't you just leave? Here's 25,000. Get out. And she said no. And then I realized, never make your final offer first.
You think you guys are going to stay married? You're not going to break up.
I don't know.
We did this weird thing.
What?
We made a pact that we would never get divorced.
I don't remember that.
It was called our marriage. It's called a wedding. Now, we're not going to get divorced until all gay people can get divorced in this country.
That's
a real commitment.
She acts like so cool, but she's so prudy. She's like...
I've never done it in the butt, everybody.
She fucking won't do 69.
Why not? No, but that's a fair question. Why?
I also won't take a working vacation. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Actually sums it up.
I got to concentrate, when I was single and, out sexing it up and stuff, coming was pretty fucking easy. And then after you're married, what's funny is that people are always like, I hear girls going, oh, you got to get a guy who is good at kissing because, whatever. But it's like, well, that really, that's only good until, maybe for like 6 months after you're married. Then you don't kiss anymore. It's over. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, who kisses?
Such a dumb. I don't know. So sex takes on a new thing. So I gotta think about it.
The oral sex, do you like the 69 on the bottom or the top, Rich?
What's that? I don't remember.
I like to do it on the
7
bottom.
years. Oh, you mean I like to do it laying, both laying.
So why don't you do it once in a while, Bonnie?
Yeah.
Just compromise.
Because this is the thing, I get so resentful sometimes. Like the fact that he wouldn't fucking vacuum more. I'll be carrying 87 things and he won't take one package out of my hand. Or if you go, hey, can you help me? He'll be like, oh, you can see in his face that he doesn't want to do anything for me. That I get resentful. Then I don't want to do anything for him.
He's doing the best he can.
No,
thank you. He has Asperger's.
Sometimes I think like he's narcissistic, and it's like a.
Of course he is.
Like I think like he's got a disorder in his brain. Like give him some slack, which I try to do, but
I don't have narcissism.
Yes, you do.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I got to tell the story about your brother. Can I?
I don't care.
Okay, so his brother fell on hard times.
He fell, and he's really going to fall now.
Shut up. So he, no, it's a sad story. It's really tragic.
Yeah.
He's diabetes, and he went into a
diabetic coma.
Diabetic coma, and they didn't find him for a few days anyway.
Oh no! Wow, he's out for a while, huh?
Yeah, and his kidneys failed, and he had blood clots in his leg, and they had to amputate his leg. Yeah, and.
But we saved it.
Yeah, they've got it on a...
the mantle?
Yes. What do you call it?
Just, yeah.
You stuff it. We've stuffed it.
Taxidermist.
Take his leg to a taxidermist.
So you have his leg cut off. He has his brain. It's fine.
Oh yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I mean, he's
hey,
related
listen,
to Rich, so obviously he's not
Yeah.
perfect.
I don't talk like I don't hate him. We don't hate him, but we talk maybe once every year, every 2 years. We're just not close at all.
You're not close to any of your family, are you?
Kind of more my sister just to fight, but no, I'm not close. I'm close with my kids. You know, I broke the chain of dysfunction myself, but we just weren't close. She's close with her family, but you know, I don't know. I just haven't talked to him for years. I don't know what the fuck he does.
Do you think Rich has broken the chain of dysfunction?
I sometimes I wonder how bad was that family that he really thinks he's amazing. But he's a good father. He's a good father.
Go.
So what about?
So we're in the
leg.
hospital room, and you know, Rich is rich. He's disconnected from his brother. He immediately turns on golf. His brother doesn't want to watch it. Rich doesn't care.
It's a good tournament.
Sitting there watching golf. The brother, for the first time, we've been there a couple times before that, starts talking about the fact that he's lost his leg. And, you know, he's got to get a prosthetic. And it's you know, he's like, I don't know how I'm going to learn how to walk and stuff. And Rich doesn't look at him, doesn't take his eyes off the TV where the golf was going on. He goes, you'll be fine. Just stay positive. And it was just so dismissive.
I was trying to be positive. You stay positive, you know.
But it wasn't a sincere. It was a shut the fuck up positivity. It wasn't a sincere trying to make somebody feel better.
Because then
it was about you, not him. That positivity was about you not having to hear his fucking blather, as opposed to making him feel better.
Yes, because I think we all know how positive Rich is.
Why did I yell at Dunkin' Donuts right after that?
And then, so then we go through Dunkin' Donuts, and his egg sandwich was cold, and Rich is like, fucking my egg sandwich is, god damn it, it's cold. And I go, you're right, you should totally get mad if your egg sandwich is cold. But if you fucking have your leg amputated, stay positive.
Did you go inside and get your egg
No, we already pulled away, man.
They fuck you at the drive-thru.
So no, I mean, no. Here's the thing, because he's like, I'm not going to be able to, he can't see that, it's going to work out in the long run, and things, now, at least,
What?
No, I mean
words.
No,
I don't know what you're saying.
That he feels like it's the end of the world, but once I've played golf with guys with one leg with a prosthetic.
Stop with
leg.
golf.
I've done guys. They run in marathons. You look at the commercials. They
true.
do. I'm saying, you just want him to be positive. It's not, don't whatever. I don't know.
You
it's
think
hard
Rich
to
is a positive
communicate.
guy?
Rich is just rambling, insincere blather.
Yeah.
You wanted to watch golf.
No, I didn't.
You didn't care about his fucking
I
stupid no leg at the moment.
No, it's narcissism because it was about somebody else, and he just.
That's not true. I fucking give. That's all I do is give.
You don't give.
Oh, I give. I do a lot of benefits.
I've never known you to give.
Are you crazy? I do fucking
I've
benefits.
never heard you listen to a story where you didn't just have some nice follow-ups about the person's story. You always go, I did that one time.
No.
I did something exactly the same, a little bit better than you.
No, when Brewer was saying he had all that nice.
Jim Brewer was here, right?
No, it was at his house. We were at his house.
No, but he was on.
No, when he was talking about doing Stern and all that stuff and.
This is the better Jim Brewer story. Kate, Rich comes in, does O&A, and I ask him, on the way home, I was like, how'd it go? What was it? And he goes, it was fine. It was nothing going on. And I'm like, I don't know why I kept asking him about it. Because I'm fucking sitting at home with a kid. I have no adult interaction. It's like, bring me news from the city. And he's like, nah, Jim Brewer was in, talked about his family and stuff, nothing. And a little backstory is that we edited most of our movie at Jim Brewer's parents' house in the basement. That's where the office was. And so this story directly affects us in our movie also. So I keep asking him, what did I think? Nah, he called his dad or he called his mom once or whatever. Do you remember him being in?
I wasn't here that day, but I know the story.
When he called his mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I go into the edit, and the editor goes, oh, yeah, we're going to have to move out of here. I go, why? He goes, oh, I guess you know because you were on, Rich was on O&A the day that Jim was in. I go, he didn't tell me what he said. Nothing happened. He goes, oh, this is the other thing. Right before I tell this part, Rich goes, I go, did you talk to Brewer at all? And he goes, yeah, I told him he's got to see our movie. He's got to look at it. I was like, okay. So this is what happens on the show is that his mom was caught like sort of abusing the father.
Yes.
And the father had to get taken out of the home and put in a home, and she had to go live with Jim, and they had to sell the house. And it was like, I mean, it's a pretty incredible story.
It's a major upheaval.
And a major upheaval, and it affects us. Like, there's so many, like, even if we weren't there, you'd be like, oh my God, this is kind of a crazy story that's going on with Jim. No, so then I go, so after I found this out, I go, Rich, when did you ask Jim about the movie? He goes, oh, right after we'd done the show. So Jim has just told this whole horrible story about his family, and then after the show, Rich goes, hey, you got to watch our movie.
No, first of all, I gave him
That's
good advice.
narcissism.
First of all, I gave him some really good advice here. Some of the best.
Do you not
advice.
think you're a narcissist?
No, I gave him some of the best advice. I just got so much going on. So
Shut up.
Listen, in this business,
We all do.
no, but you have a manager and an agent that does everything, and you have Kenny and stuff. Okay, don't act like this. If you were doing everything yourself, like I am, would it consume your fucking head?
Sometimes.
Okay, so you know it consumes you, and you have people working for you. Okay, I don't make the money, so right now at the money I'm making, which is decent money, but at the money I'm making, it wouldn't be worth it to have these people.
But a manager would make you a little bit more, and they would just take 10%.
No, they wouldn't. No, not. Yeah.
Or an agent.
I understand what you're saying, that you've got a lot of like on your plate, and I get that and stuff. But that doesn't really excuse the fact that just on a one-to-one with people, you never just engage them for being them.
Yes,
like
I
you
do.
never
I'm
allow
very-
them to
I'm
just
very-
have a story.
I compliment a lot of people.
One time we were sitting at the cellar, and Amy Schumer said who was her agent? She said,
Oh, Levity.
oh, she said she goes, he goes, who's your manager or whatever? She goes, oh, I just signed with Levity. He goes, oh, good, they'll just take anybody. It's like Amy Schumer doesn't have any real feelings either, so it was fine. But it's like,
You really do act.
Are you?
You pretend that we're all actors in your play.
yes,
Yes, you do.
yes.
Get the fuck out of here. You're
Sure.
just a
And he gets so
self-centered
angry if
No,
he
I'm
can't
not.
control
Are
what he
you
wants you to
crazy?
do.
You don't think you are? You don't think 90% of the comics are? Because
No,
it's a
because-
self-centered business.
I understand that, but I have the ability to empathize with people. We're all self-centered asses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, is that you rise to the most self-centered in a business full of self-centered
Yeah, if people who are in this business are going, wow, you're self-centered. Then to everyone not in the business, you look like a fucking sociopath.
You say
A
it's so
total
calmly.
disconnected person. Should we break?
Yeah, we can break.
We've been an hour.
Oh, hold on. God, I hope Anthony's
doing?
not puking from. Anyhow, next weekend, Friday and
He
Saturday.
just said that so that he could be like,
I know what
"See,
he's
I
doing.
think
I'm going to
about
plug
other
too.
people."
Relax. I know.
No, I'm
I'm
not plugging.
good.
No, he had to say the Anthony thing. See, I care.
We're at the Arlington Cinema Draft House, and Bonnie's even going to be on the marquee, I think. The
Whoa.
Arlington Cinema Draft House, the
I'm back,
23rd and
everybody.
24th. Have you ever done this place?
Where's here?
Arlington,
Virginia? No.
It's fucking great. It's like a theater, little movie theater. It's like a hipster type comedy place.
Okay.
23rd and 24th of March. Bonnie and myself and local host, and Bonnie's going to do. You're going to do like 30 minutes this time. You're going to do 30. She's preparing now.
Can you stop condescending to me for 5 minutes?
All right. Rich and Bonnie will be at the Arlington Draft House the 23rd and 24th.
He loves his job.
Tonight through Saturday, I'll be in Orlando at the Improv. And then next Friday, Saturday, Uncle Vinny's for the first time in Point Pleasant. And March 29th through April 1 is Caroline's. And then, D.C. and...
Oh, you're going to Uncle Vinny's. You gotta get the pasta.
is it good or are you kidding?
Oh, it's so good.
No, they have a new chef. His brother's not doing it anymore.
Oh, boy. Was it not great pasta?
No, it's,
God.
no, it's good.
Rich has never turned down free food ever.
Oh, really?
Except for...
No, it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. They have
I've
good-
never done the Room. I hear it's a good room.
It's fun.
Normally, I only do the Stress Factory in Jersey. That's it.
Yeah.
But that's just one of the smaller places to work on this thing. So
What thing?
I'm shooting an hour in the end of April, so I wanted to make sure that it's ready.
Oh, I thought you already shot that.
No, I had to post it in April.
Why do you work on this stuff? Just go fucking do it. Like you fucking got it down.
Well, you do, but it's like you have to pick the theater and the date, and everything has to
Yeah.
be compatible. So you have to work on it, put it together, so it makes
Well, I
sense.
mean, the material you got down.
No, you don't have to. Come on, you're talented.
No, I want it to make sense.
No, it's
I want it to flow and kind of have a theme.
a theme.
Why? Why?
What do you mean, the set have a theme?
Or just, I want it to make, just to have a beginning, middle. Like, the end is just fucking, obviously. But, I mean,
The beginning's
The
when you
theme.
come out, the middle's in the middle of the show, and the end is good night.
No, but I want it to kind
So
of...
it could be like sort of a circus theme or
yeah, something like that.
pirate
tell a
theme.
story?
I want people to learn something about me.
You want it to be like a sleepwalking type theme?
No, but I want it... No, but it's got to make sense. Like, certain things can't follow certain things.
You know what I like about Jim? He's so funny and smart and quick. Like, you really are one of the quickest people I've ever met.
Thank
and
you.
yet, lots
Believe
of
me, I
times,
knew there was an end yet
lots
coming.
of times when people do jokes to you, you answer completely, honestly. What, do you not know that it's a joke, or that's your way of getting... It's like, I don't have time for your...
No. At
silliness.
times, I recognize that it's a joke. But sometimes if it's an attempt at a joke, and I don't want to just fucking,
You don't have to go, ha, ha.
yeah, I'll just... You know what? I'll just, all right, I'll just answer it like it was a real question. Because it was... I got it.
He is quick on radio. He's probably the quickest.
All right, shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Stop trying to say nice shit.
I know, he's trying to, I can...
He's my favorite.
But yes, I didn't think anybody was really interested in my theme.
Well, I mean, what is it? Are you going to come out in like armor or something? Is it medieval or Renaissance,
I
whatever?
understood when you said armor. You didn't have to expound on it.
Well, I just was
You're
going with it. I agree.
Can you spell medieval?
Huh?
Can you spell medieval?
Yeah, you're pussy.
Ooh, that's right. M-I-D Jew.
So that's some of the humor that you'll be hearing when we're in Arlington, Virginia.
All right, so we'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm going to eat something, and we have to catch up.
Not my pussy, I hope.
She's got a nice puss.
I'm sure she does.
It's all right.
God.
I got a picture of a big fat one that I like.
Really? God, the pussies are so ugly.
They're fucking the best.
You're
They're
gay.
worse.
Do you understand that? I think a scrotum is much more attractive.
They are. If you look at a nice cock, a nice penis, like if you're watching porn, what's going to get you?
He's
hard
coming
to-
out right now.
No.
All right, be right back.
All right.
On an all-new Jewish intervention,
Why are you always looking for a deal on everything?
That's what I do, okay? This is my friend.
comedian and Jew Rich Voss is confronted about his frugal spending habits.
You never buy yourself nice stuff. The car's always 2 years old.
Nice other people's shit.
There's always something going on with you.
Will this once semi-famous comedian be saved by his more famous friends?
You gotta go to this new website. Everything's on sale, like high-end shit.
See, it's always that. That's what bothers me.
You're wrong. You think you know everything about everything.
When was the last thing you actually bought something brand new and didn't go looking for a deal?
You don't get it.
Can the aging stand-up break the stereotype that Jews really are cheap?
There's no bartering. There's no, maybe a little, hey, do this, do that, take a couple.
You got a dead guy's watch on you?
See this right here? See this shit right here?
Dead guy's watch.
Or is it simply too late?
It's too fucking late for him to change. Rich is what he is. He's gonna go to a fucking garage sale.
It's not the bargain. It's the fun of negotiating, man. It's not the bargain. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it
I
either.
don't
I'm sorry,
believe it.
man.
Find out on an all-new Jewish intervention.
We are back with Norton and Friends. With Opie is on vacation. Back on Monday. Anthony has what I'm hoping is food poisoning just because he was fucking bragging about that stupid Italian restaurant. So he left. And Sam is still here. And of course, Rich and Bonnie are in, and Kenny is here. It's an electric atmosphere.
It is a high energy show.
It really does. Rich and I, we were excited. I don't know if Rich was, but I was excited about coming because I haven't been in a long time. And,
this
get
is Rich.
here, and Norton can barely
I'm tired.
Ask a question.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's not an interview type show, Bonnie.
I know, but I
What do you
wanted, I wanted a little, excitement, a little
All right, let's ask
energy
you some
happening.
questions.
But it is enjoy. You guys are just talking. It is more time for you guys just to yap because there's nothing going on. We're just yapping, hanging out.
It's just guys and it's like
Just dudes hanging out.
and a girl. It's kind of like fucking that movie.
What do you think of it?
What's the name of it? Soup and a Sandwich or something.
Soup and a sandwich.
The one you were talking about with a girl
What's he talking
where they watch
about?
a movie and they cook and they fucking talk.
Oh,
you stop
dinner and a
ching-
movie. Dinner and a movie.
Soup and a sandwich.
It's not a show. It's an interstitial. It's from years ago.
What's an interstitial?
It's like what they do in between shows, not commercial, but
Right.
part of. I don't know. This is what they did. It was Paul Gilmartin and Annabelle Gurwitch, and they did a thing called
awful
Dinner
names.
and a Movie.
Awful. Gilmartin and Gurwitch, how terrible. And it was, is it like Up All Night with Rhonda Shear? Is it like one of those things?
I don't know what that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar. It was like they would interrupt the movie and they would.
They
make
do a
some
little. They
dinner
make
and-
here's how you make a Caesar salad.
Yeah.
Oh, those are fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I hate interstitials. They're really bad.
I didn't know that this was going to be the thing
'Cause they're never
to get your
funny.
passion going.
I'm just very sleepy. I'm doing my storage unit. I'm trying to clean it out and put them in like plastic bins and make it neater. So I've been obsessed with that, but it's been keeping me up a lot.
Where's your storage unit? In
Oh
your
my
building?
God!
in my
Here we
building.
go. Because Rich has a
No, I
fantasy about getting a storage unit, putting a bed in there, so that we don't have to rent hotels when we stay in New York. He wants
I
to
talked
stay in
about
his
it.
storage
It's illegal
unit.
to do that.
How do you know?
You're not allowed to do that.
You know.
First of all, you're supposed to be in show business. You don't sleep in a storage unit, you fucking
no.
white trash.
This was back in the day.
Oh my
And I talked about. I'm saying if you had a nice storage unit, you throw a couch, something in there, and then
There's
during
no
the
bathroom.
And what do you just
No, like-
sit there and then
Yeah, like
sleep?
And he said this was back in the day, except instead when Norton said this is illegal, immediately said, "How do you know?" Like it's still immediately on his
My
mind.
storage unit, I took him.
He was back in the day. He brought it up probably a couple months ago. He always, every once in a while,
before he got
tries
big.
to float the idea again.
I have two of them in my building. I have two. I bought them, and they just help a lot.
Yeah, I got
They're
one.
not big enough to sleep in.
I got one.
Okay, back to you.
No, I'm just saying. You're acting like no one knows what a fucking storage unit is.
You obviously didn't because you're asking me questions about it, whereas in my building, you're thinking of a self-storage unit that you go to the building, and I'm letting you know that in my building, it's in the basement.
Yeah.
So to stay in that one, you'd have to pay rent anyway in the apartment, so why not just go upstairs?
No, I'm talking about mine's off property.
I know that. Mine's not.
He just explained it.
I know.
God.
What do you take anybody's side but mine?
Yes.
Are you bringing stuff to Cleveland to get? We're doing the garage sale thing in Cleveland.
What are you
Oh,
selling?
Well, we're gonna auction off Opie, Anthony, and Jim's old shit because they were bringing in the other day. Norton brought in a giant monitor and speakers that he didn't realize were.
Yeah, why? 10 Cleveland
years
is a place to go. One of the poorest fucking cities in
Well,
the
it's
country.
it's a goof. We're not trying to make money.
Oh,
Well, I threw out fucking gigantic boxes of porn DVD. I probably threw out.
Why throw them out? That's what you should have brought.
No, I thought of that, but I don't. Giving out porn DVDs can be a problem
Oh, yeah.
over state lines and shit. I'm telling you, that's how they get you with some weird technicality. I'm not fucking with porn. I thought of that, but then I'm like, fuck it, just throw it out.
Because there's sodomy in them.
There is, yeah, and a lot
Gomorrah.
of girls with penises.
A what?
A lot, well, some. You know, you get them in the
few.
mail. You're too polite to throw them out. So whatever. You come
I'll
to them.
watch it out of.
we threw out our porn.
Someone went to the trouble to give me this.
I did throw out a lot of porn.
We had the worst porn because we got all our porn free. We had
Yeah.
the worst porn.
You just go online now. It's like you go to clitty.com. There's every fetish.
Clitty, I love.
It's a terrible name, but it's a great site.
You don't ever put in porn DVDs anymore?
No, you don't need to. I went through these boxes. I couldn't believe the amount of porn I had because Yoshi used to send it to me from Evil Angel,
Oh, yeah.
and it was well over 1,000 DVDs.
But if you go online, like, you might click the wrong thing. Next thing you know, the FBI is knocking on your door.
That's not true. That's never happened. No one has ever one clicked child porn by mistake and then all of a sudden had the FBI come.
No.
Doesn't happen.
He's right about that. I don't think it has.
No, but can you get in trouble if you say you're like, you know, I don't know, barely legal, and then they find out she wasn't even barely legal?
No, because you're looking for barely legal. You're looking for a chick who's 18 or 19. That's allowable.
People still there's still chat rooms. People still do that. Like,
no, I don't think so. I
and how
wouldn't
do
know.
these people meet the
Hey,
other
do you guys ever, if you're like lonely at night, call a party line?
I do.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah, I
You
used
can
to
meet people really.
There used to be a gay party line that was like, you got these cards or something, and it was like, it cost like nothing, I heard.
So you prefer cocks to vaginas?
I know, it's like,
I
I'm
mean, like
sitting
the gay
between
party
the two
line.
fucking
Not in a
gayest
gay
dudes.
way.
Hey, wait, why the two gayest guys?
Well, you're
I just like
you're-
trannies.
Yeah, well.
At least there's got to be tits there, otherwise it's queer. Beat it. So does when you and Rich have sex, does he make you talk about other like having sex with other people?
Yes. Yeah.
It is hot though. It's hot. There's something hot about it.
But then he's so jealous, it confuses me. You know,
No,
I'm
once
scared
you
that I'm
talk-
going to get in trouble.
No, it's empowering because I'm a jealous guy too, and I'm insecure. So when you talk to another girl about fucking other people, it's almost like you're taking your worst fear and you're empowering yourself. Like it's almost like it can be this fucking overwhelming, crushing thing, or I can jerk off like a fucking animal to it. So I make it sexual because it used to be so fucking threatening. If I found out a girl fucked a guy with a bigger dick than me, it would drive me nuts. And like, why do I give a fuck? Like, she's not fucking that guy with me. So years ago, I stopped caring about that, and I'll just make her tell me
But
about it
here's
while I
the thing:
come.
when she tells me about the college professor who put the fake plant in front of the door so nobody could see, I come like a fucking jackrabbit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm in his office. He puts the plant in front of the glass door. Oh, okay, I came.
Really? It's the plant that gets him.
I know, it's like I don't even
Yeah,
get
he loves
to
the
anything.
plant. It's not even you or the professor.
I know, it's something about putting that plant.
Yeah, this is something about photosynthesis. So,
Fucking pictures.
Don't try to say it, Rick.
Oh, forget it.
well, that's kind of you're the only guy I know who does that.
What?
Besides me.
Oh,
That likes that.
fucking great.
Yeah, it is hot.
What are you
But
kidding?
he'll be like, he'll want to have sex, and he'll just like he'll just pull his pants down and lay on the bed like this.
No.
Like he's planking on the bed. And just lay, and like I'm supposed to be like, woo, yeah. And he'll have his gum in his upper lip, and sometimes he'll fart, and he'll be like, come on, let's do it.
Oh no, we'll
So
expect
hard.
you to blow him first.
Yeah, put your mouth on it.
No, it's,
You say that, Rich? Put your mouth on it.
Give it a kiss.
You don't say that. Give it a kiss? That's how fucking pedophiles get people to do it. Give it a kiss? That's
thing is,
fucking
like,
horrible.
He doesn't understand how women's bodies work. Like even still, like he doesn't know. Like I can't get excited. I know this is gonna be hard to believe, but I can't get excited just looking at you.
well, that's why we got
Okay?
fucking that lube.
I know, but it's like
So does he not like worry about like getting you stimulated?
no, nothing.
Oh, no, every time I
sometimes
go-
he won't even touch down there before he shoves it in.
Do you guys? Do you say when you talk?
It's always a little bit rapey in the beginning, you know.
Does he say cock in bed? The word cocked, or like will he say suck my cock or just kiss it?
I'm not a talker.
I wish that were true in all aspects of life.
It just fucks up my fantasies.
I try to get him to talk near my vagina so it can get wet.
Why don't you guys watch porn together? Go on
We
that.
used to.
We used to, but then our house burned down. We don't have any. We
We
didn't get
threw it
any
out
use.
because
Go online. Clitty.com. I'm telling you, they have fucking every fetish.
I'm scared I'm going to get bugs.
Oh,
Viruses.
You're not going to get viruses just from a big site like
You
that.
can't get a virus on an iPad anyhow. Apple doesn't get viruses.
They occasionally do. Oh, yeah, apples are much easier. And you're not going to get it just from going to the site. Like a big site like that, you're not going to. Just don't fucking go to a news group and download shit.
Yeah, because you're not downloading anything on the sites anymore. You're just
You're just looking.
Yeah.
You're just opening up a fucking streaming link or
What's it
whatever.
called?
Clitty. C-L-I-T-I.
Clitty.com?
Yeah. No,
Why do
.org.
they do it for free? Oh, there's-
I guess there's ads that will pop up
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They make their money from
.gov.
ads. Yeah, Clitty.gov.
I didn't get it. What?
Never mind.
It's just the government's websites are .gov.
How do you know that?
It's like his follow-up questions are so.
No, you don't fucking know a lot of shit, man. You're pretty stupid. She doesn't. She's not no common sense. Just has no clue. Tax day she thought was April 17th or something. Everybody on the planet
off by
knows
2 days.
April 15th.
So do you guys? How's your podcast doing?
I don't know. I mean, I guess we do like 15,000 downloads a week or something, or I guess it's up there. It's getting there.
What's
we
it
don't
called?
really promote it anywhere.
It's called My Wife Hates Me.
We don't really promote it.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I mean, once in a while we go on radio. Some radio stations on the road seem like they get upset when you promote a podcast.
Fuck them. What is it? An hour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Radio stinks now. It stinks on the road. I got to
Some
do
of
it
them
tomorrow
are good.
morning.
No.
Oh.
Wait, where you
Monsters in the
going?
morning I actually
Where
like
you
in
going?
Orlando, and I like those guys in the morning are good.
DC is good.
Who in D.C.?
Sports Junkies.
Oh, those guys I like
They're
a lot.
Great. I'll tell you some good ones that I've done. Kid Chris is good.
Kid Chris is good. You know where he is now.
Yeah, he's in fucking Atlanta.
Yes. The regular guys are really good.
Yeah,
They're fucking
BJ
great show to
Shea
do.
is
BJ
good.
Shea's great in Seattle, and fucking Rich and Toucher and Rich in Boston are great. Johnny Dare is good in Kansas.
Fucking Mickey is good in Baltimore.
Oh yeah, of course,
Cowhead. I love
Cowhead in
Cowhead.
Tampa.
Yeah.
You get again. There's fun shows, and I'm sure I'm missing some guys.
Yeah.
There's just two dudes, Fernando and Greg in San Francisco. I like a lot. Do you know them?
No, I've done Alice or Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah. No name. No name's gone now.
She's
back
gone.
with Vinny.
Sarah Vinny.
It's amazing. I know all these fucking radio people, but
Yeah.
they're the ones I like. But most of them are
Yeah.
fucking horrid.
Well, some are where you go in and it's just. Well, the worst is when you go in for one or two breaks. You got to get up fucking early, or they record it and play it later.
Yeah, so we don't curse. That's how paranoid they are. Phoners do that a lot. You'll call in and then they tape you and they're like, all right, we're going to play this tomorrow morning. So you have to act like, hey, I'm there tonight. But meanwhile, you haven't even left the city yet.
I like Jazz and AJ in Connecticut. Just a lot of them I like.
I don't know if I know those guys.
They're nice guys.
What are the other ones they're doing that are so bad?
It's just that there's such a dishonesty in the way they communicate with you.
Yeah.
They don't talk honestly. They don't talk like themselves. They don't. All right. It's like 5 minutes of schlock. It's like radio that's like fucking morning TV. I got to do morning TV tomorrow. I did it in Miami, and the chick is
But
really.
why do you do it? I mean,
I don't, because when I'm not sold out in like Florida, like I'm not sold out, of course. So it's like I can't say no. I say no to hip hop. I will not do hip hop stations because I'm not going to draw from them. I've killed on hip hop stations, and nobody black shows up. It doesn't matter. They just don't like my dumb face. So these morning shows, if it was a gig I was sold out on, I would go absolutely
but
not.
I think does the TV work?
No.
Does anybody come in from
Because
it?
people that watch morning TV are housewives that aren't working, that stay home. It draws nobody. The guys in Florida are good too.
Young Ron and Paul, or Young Paul and Ron. I always
Yeah.
forget which is
Yeah.
which, but Paul, those guys
Yeah, I
are
like
great.
those, yeah.
They're in Fort Lauderdale, right?
Yeah.
Why can't you just say I'll tweet instead? Like, wouldn't that give you more?
I tweet anyway. It doesn't. I've been tweeting.
TV's the worst because it's the black guy, the white guy. It's just so fucking.
And there's a girl in Miami I did recently. Do you remember her name? She's fucking sexy, man. And she's really nice.
Yeah.
And she carried me through the segment because there's nothing I can do in my act that's appropriate for that. I mean, I even the stuff that's not dirty is it's racial
I always
or.
hit on the ladies. I go, I just always make them uncomfortable on the thing, and it's just.
Yeah, you're good at that stuff. I mean, I'm terrible at those shows. I think you're probably you can pull those off. Like Kevin Hart, I can imagine being great on those shows.
Yeah,
because he could do his thing and be
Cheeto
funny.
and Garrett, they're fun.
I don't know them.
You did them when you did Captain Brian's.
Oh, right.
They're real fun.
They were great, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, Captain Brian's. I have a major fucking.
But do they
resentment
feel
against.
intimidated by you ever because you're on a
Oh no, I don't think they care about that.
radio?
No, they plug it. It used to be years ago. Nobody would mention satellite.
Yeah.
Like you can't talk about it. And now they're like, "How's satellite?" They all ask me how satellite radio is.
Last week I was doing radio, and the guy they kept going. They kept saying how much they love O&A, and a lot of them listen because the thing is, O&A can do what they really want to do. All radio guys are checking out satellite. There's no radio guys that don't care. Yeah.
All of them are curious as to what it's like here.
Because it's too
just like
confining.
It's confined.
It's just like Tough Crowd.
You have to worry about the advertisers so much.
So many celebrities used to watch Tough Crowd because we would say on Tough Crowd what they really wanted to say. I'm
I
telling
love Colin, but I can't listen to the Tough Crowd thing anymore.
No.
What are you talking about?
No, I mean it's like how long ago was that show?
9 years. It got
17 years
canceled
ago.
years ago.
It's just
No.
he brings it up. All
It is a
the
rough one,
time.
though. I have to agree with Rich on this one. It's a hard one to let go.
Yeah, it was because it was a institution. What?
Forget it. I agree with her now. I don't want to talk about it. See, when you watch Byron Allen's show where they're doing...
Now that's a good show.
he just farts on his wife. Or she just farted on his wife's arm. She doesn't even notice.
The podcast is people tweet all the time. Hey, less farting. Like that's how much he just is.
Yeah, Byron Allen. Didn't you host a couple of those?
I hosted some.
For Byron Allen?
Yeah, Byron Allen. I hosted. They called me up. You know, they did the what was it called? Comedy.tv or something.
Yeah.
You know, the stand up. And he was like, yeah, so we want you to host some of them, blah, blah, blah. Because he wanted me to do a set, and I couldn't go out to L.A. for the amount of money that they were saying. It was like, but he said, oh, if you host 4, you know, then we'll make it worth your while. And then at the end of the conversation, he goes, I got to ask you one more thing. Are you still good looking? No, he goes, are you still cute?
Did you really say that?
Yes. And I go, I could stand to lose a few, I guess.
A few?
But like I had to like send a picture with a newspaper.
It's funny that that's a concern, though. It's like, who gives a
I'm
fuck?
a fucking comic. But then that's what they do. They hire these cute girl comics, you know, to be the host. And then I go, before I went on, I didn't know nobody talked to me about my set or what I was going to do. I go, how much time am I doing? And Byron Allen goes, do 30 seconds, a minute, whatever you're comfortable with. That's how much time I had.
And they told you, they said, you don't even have to do comedy, just introduce.
Just introduce if you want. You don't even have
That's
to do
just,
show.
what are you doing?
Yeah, I know. But why don't they just hire spokesmodels?
Because it probably costs more to do that than a comic who wants a crack at it or a break, you know? It's probably easier to get the fucking comedians who want the shot on TV. But, I mean, that's everybody just doing their act to each other. It doesn't seem natural to me. You know?
Oh, no, that show is different.
That's what I mean. I mean
That's the one where they all sit around.
Comics
That's
Unleashed.
bizarre.
So you just got back from Iraq. Hey, you had an abortion. It just makes it
Yeah,
so bad.
and what bugs me, Byron Allen's a smart dude. Like, he owns everything.
Yeah.
He's a rich fucking dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't bother me. It's the comics that are actually doing it. They're actually subscribing to it and pretending to laugh at each other's acts.
Well, I was on the show with, what's that guy?
Jimmy Walker.
Jimmy Walker. And I was sitting next to him, and he would go into these rants and craziness. I didn't know what was going on, and I didn't know if would it be worse for me to be looking like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? I didn't know if the camera would be on me when it was on him. Or if it would be worse if I was caught laughing.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know. I was like struggling in my head. Like, but anytime anybody would say anything, he would go on these like little
10 minutes about cell phones.
Rant. When somebody brought up cell phones, and he went on this rant, literally 9 minutes about cell phones. It didn't make sense, and about how kids have cell phones, and went on and on and on and on, and then it's like awkward. And then Byron Allen goes, "Okay, well, we're going to commercial. We'll be right back," or whatever. And he turns to me and he goes, "I just ad-libbed that whole thing."
Gives a fuck.
Like, really, you couldn't tell. It was spot on.
Yeah, all those shows. I mean, they're
just the idea is to have to like the thing about Tough Crowd that was fun. Like, this is why we keep going back to it. Is because you don't see guys being honest on TV with each other like that. Like, you don't see guys attacking each other for trying to get applause breaks like they should. Comedians interacted on that show the way we should interact, which is laughing. Those guys made me laugh fucking hard. Geraldo, Patrice,
right.
Rich. I mean,
People who were good at it were really
were
good at it.
really funny.
And the people who were bad at it sometimes was good because you were like, oh, wow, this can go really terrible.
But Collins, people always hated the third act. Well, some people hated the third act. They always made me laugh because they were so weird. Mm-hmm. And he would brutalize you for fucking being a hack or for being predictable. Or he would allow you to brutalize him. It's like you just don't see that. There was none of that. He would leave the dead air on. He would leave the mistakes in.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like that's what every alternative comic, like they think they're alternative, but that to me is what was alternative to what was on TV was Tough Crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
Talked about race, and it was doing really well in the ratings, and we knew why it got taken away was just because and it's not a paranoid point of view, but they just didn't they got too many complaints about the content. And they just were done with it. I mean, it bummed the whole room out.
Yeah, I remember when that got canceled. It was almost like you know, when a girl breaks up with you, the feeling, the empty feeling.
This was worse.
It was.
Of course it was.
It was, and not only that, it was in New York. You didn't have to fly to L.A. You just, hey, I'm doing TV.
Once a week. Oh,
you know,
just
great. Fucking, it was so much fun.
Remember how awkward it was after that? Because Greg got a show the same night. They kind of gave Geraldo the show.
Yeah, but that.
I do kind of remember.
It was
that.
really awkward too. I watched.
Because it would be like.
It wasn't exactly Tough Crowd. I know I wouldn't do it. Patrice wouldn't do it. We you know, we liked Greg, but we kind of felt like it would be disloyal to Carl.
You should have called me. I would have.
I don't think it went for very long. I think Greg was uncomfortable with it. But you know, he had fucking 3 kids. He wasn't going to say no to a TV show. I don't know if they gave him. There wasn't called Tough Crowd, but there was another
Tough Group. It was called Tough Group.
Yeah, Rough Group. But it was something on Thursdays or whatever. Tough Crowd was on every night. It was a weeknight show.
That's not why I heard it was canceled. I'll tell you off air.
I know why. It was a certain firing, and I know all that. I know exactly why, but that was the main reason, was that it was fucking getting a lot of negative feedback from people that they don't like to hear negative feedback from.
You mean liberal type people? You're saying?
Yeah, it's like we talk about it all the time, and it sounds paranoid, but I guess after my experiences there and with other TV things, you start to just see the pattern and what you can bash safely and without repercussions, or without them saying, "Whoa, you don't want to do that," and what you can't.
But if the people you're doing it to aren't complaining,
that's, you know, of course. Look at the trouble Rush Limbaugh's in just for fucking bashing some woman who's a feminist. It's amazing.
Okay.
What?
I mean, he should be bashed for that.
Yes, you can bash him for it.
Yeah, that's, you know, he has every right to say it. We have every right to react.
Bashing him was one thing, but the fact that people want him to lose his, like, I don't want anybody to get in trouble for saying stuff I don't like. So why do people, when he says that, have this instinct to want to get him in trouble? Like, yeah, you're right. People do have the right to react.
Well, it's the advertisers. They're the pussies in all of it.
Yes.
Because why would you then, you know who Rush is before you started advertising on his show. Those are the people that make it so that nobody can do anything. You can't say something and you can't have people react to you because, God forbid, anybody notices, the advertisers are going to pull out. They're the people that you should hate.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, the free market is, like, if you say you're doing really well, the advertisers come around because everybody listens to you.
Right.
But if people just think you stink and don't listen to you, the advertisers have no reason to be on your show. To me, that's what's right. If no one listens to you, the advertisers will go away.
Right.
But when people come after your advertisers and go, he said something we find objectionable, we won't buy your product if you advertise on his show. To me, there's just such a scumbag mentality to that.
Well, they're holding them hostage. That's blackmail.
And again, the people go, we have the right to spend our money. But
you know what? I actually kind of agree with that. That's like the people can speak. You know, we can say, hey, that's.
But why would they want? Meaning, why was people speaking, not just going, the guy's a douche? Like, why is there this need to have him feel their dislike? Like, I personally don't give a fuck what he says. He's valueless to me.
Right, exactly. I agree.
And Sharpton is a guy I truly hate. But I've never encouraged people to boycott Sharpton. And as much as I wish Sharpton would fucking fall down an elevator shaft, I've never encouraged people to try to get him fired. But
fired from what?
Well, he's on MSNBC.
Oh.
But if I don't have that instinct to get other people in trouble, why does anybody have that instinct? Like, why would you want to call an advert? I don't give a fuck what any of these guys say. None of them have any value to me. They're not influential.
Right, but that's the thing is, but they are influential. That's their whole job. Their whole job is to try to get people to believe what they want them to believe. You know, it's not just pure entertainment the way that he wants you to believe that it is. It's not. He's got a very serious agenda that he's trying to get as many people as he can to vote or do what he wants them to do.
Okay, then instead of if that's the truth, it's got to work both ways.
Yeah.
How about they give him credit for all of the positive things that happen because people listen to it? It's like, that's the way I look at it. Like,
happen because of Rush.
Or anybody like that. Like, anybody like that means, by the nature, when you're watching someone like that, you're being involved in
you're saying that's
politics.
a positive. When Imus was was thrown under the bus. You know how much
Imus is
money
an entertainer, though.
You know,
I mean,
no,
it really
he's
is different.
You know how much money he raised for? So he's okay.
It is different.
And Hannity or any of them, even on the left or right, they all have positive causes. They all raise money for charity. They all do fucking charity events. So so you can't.
Well, they
just,
get.
Hannity does that Freedom concert all over the fucking place, raises money for fucking.
Yeah, nobody says,
soldiers.
"Oh, that's terrible."
Yeah, but nobody's
they applaud
bringing
him
that
for
up.
that
No one
stuff.
brings that up either. Too, the opposition never say, "Hey, here's something good that person did." And same with the right. They never say, "Hey, here's something good that person did on the left."
But why? But the thing is that what Rush Limbaugh said.
I guess I don't understand that. Why would people bring that up if they're mad at something else? You don't do
Well,
that.
it's got to be a balanced thing. If you're going to penalize somebody,
You don't
for
go, "Oh, this guy's a fucking rapist, but he dresses really well."
But a rapist is, well, you could say that. But a rapist is a little bit fucking different than a guy just doing his job and saying what he wants to
No,
say.
it's not.
But who gives a what he says is? But I don't buy that whole thing. They're influential. To me, they're not. They're valueless. Like I enjoy them sometimes, but they don't form my opinion. That's
No,
almost like
not
saying
you. No.
But I don't. To me, that's elitist, though, and that's an elitist way of thinking. Is that well, I can see them, but the masses can't.
No, I don't think
I
that
don't
the
view
masses.
that.
I just think like people. It's just like it becomes this sort of. You get if you listen to the same thing every day, the same propaganda all the time.
Well,
you're
calling it propaganda. You're calling it.
But then you're the dummy for listening. Like the dummy that listens to and believes that propaganda, like is a dumb motherfucker. Like if you listen to Rush and actually think that's the gospel, you're a dope. Same as if you listen to fucking
right,
Oberman
but
and think
those
it.
dopes vote, and they have. Our country
But what you're
is at
saying-
is at their whim.
Yeah, but you're saying
know?
there's propaganda coming from him. But
I'm saying not just him, but I mean, okay, whatever. I mean, I think like
not
a
saying-
lot of that right kind of radio, it's extreme because it has to be extreme because that's what.
Well, so
that's what happens. That's how ratings get made and stuff.
Well, so
but
is the left.
it also affects what happens in our country.
Same with the left.
I
That's
say our
extreme
country,
radio.
even though I'm Canadian.
It's extreme
not
on
allowed
both
to-
sides. You don't think fucking. It's
I
extreme.
agree. It's extreme on both sides.
Well,
I
let it be
totally
extreme.
agree.
Who cares? It's not causing. It's not encouraging people to go out and commit murders. Let it be extreme. Who cares? It's almost like I give everybody credit for making up their own minds. I'm not arrogant enough to think for other people. Like, and I don't want anybody thinking for me. I don't let
No,
Russia.
but no. Actually, but what I'm saying is that so that when people do say, "Hey, I mean, this guy's gone too far," whatever, like Rush, that he's being a total fucking asshole.
But why are they not penalizing?
And saying that? So then
Okay.
we come out. Other people come out, feminists as you call them, say, "Hey, this has gone too far. This is ridiculous." That's just balancing things out.
But
that's all you're doing.
Yes, and I agree. However, it doesn't stop there. They go to the advertisers and go, "We don't want him saying that.
Yeah, they're trying to
we have a
silence
problem
him."
with him saying that." You're right. Them going on a radio show or them going on TV shows, and if they said that
Twitter. That's what I think was the biggest.
or
thing.
wherever, and if they said that fat junkie should drop dead of a heart attack, I would
Right.
have no issue with that response.
Right.
He's a pig. He's stupid. Like, I have no issue with any of that response and them saying he's garbage. But it's when they want him to be silenced. I know all these dummies that disagree with me because they hated Rush. Oh, the free market.
I don't think
shut
anyone
up.
should be silenced because I feel like
I do.
No, honestly. Put a cock in it. No, because I mean, I enjoy people who will go and say things that even if I don't agree with it, I like people
You
who
like
are
Ann
willing.
Coulter.
I like when Ann Coulter says things
Yeah,
because
she's great.
it's. Most people will. She knows that's going to draw the ire of a lot of people, and she's willing to do it anyway. I like those people.
Yeah.
That I think the world needs people that are willing to say stuff, even though like the masses are going to come at them. But I don't know. That pissed me off. But Rush.
But it
said.
changed. The thing is, what gets you, this is why it's so fraudulent, because it changes. That's why everyone's tripping on their dicks, because it changes from week to
Whatever
week.
it affects you.
But I mean,
thing like
whatever will get you fired. Like whatever, I hate to keep saying the sacred cow, but years ago you could make fun of Asians all you want. Now if you do it on the radio, you're fired. And then, Nappy-headed hose was so terrible. It wasn't terrible a year before that. And it wasn't terrible when this guy said it, but then it became terrible. It just changes. Every fucking week, there's a new outrage. More and more people have to apologize. And we should be embarrassed as a country.
But here's the thing. I don't even know why do people apologize? I mean, because of the advertising.
But
I would love it if people were just like, it would mean more to me if people just said, that's how I feel, that's it. Then, don't listen to the show if you don't like it.
I agree, but this is the problem. In a world where feminists or anybody, and we're just saying feminists because of Rush, in that moment where people just go, we don't like you, you suck, he would go, fuck you, don't listen.
Right.
And then their little voice,
I agree.
They wouldn't get what they wanted. They would be heard, but they wouldn't get to have him silenced. So like in a spoiled society, we want our feelings to be reacted upon.
Right.
And
people don't want special interest. They don't want equal rights. They want more rights.
They also want, they're like little children. They want to object, and they want whatever they object to taken away and stopped. Because they can't handle that a guy is saying this stuff that they don't like. That's the fucking the self-centeredness of everybody. Fucking drives me nuts.
You know what? I agree with you. You've brought me around a little bit.
Oh, good.
That said, I hate Rush's radio voice.
You're a douche.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's a douche.
I just think, what kind of, the thing was that he said was so dumb. It was just so dumb on so many levels. It was, maddening in a way. It's like, you don't know how birth control works. B, every woman on the planet uses it. C, it's like it's better than having fucking thousands of unwanted kids. I mean, there's so many things.
I agree with that, but I wish you're right. But you know what? If we're going to be that honest, then how about when she's in front of Congress testifying, she makes that argument? Like, let's be honest. Most of the abortions that are being had are not going to grow up to be fucking presidents. Don't hide behind the fact that the rest of us are wrong to think a certain way. Just be very honest about what it is.
We had an argument. She thinks, I had an argument with her last week. Anybody against gay marriage, she says, is a hate monger.
You keep saying that I said it, and I never said it.
He just likes saying monger.
No, you said people could be against gay marriage and not have any prejudice towards gay people.
I don't believe that. That part I don't believe.
Yes, it's true.
I don't believe it. I believe if they don't want equal rights for everyone, then they have a problem with gay people.
But maybe they believe in the institution of marriages between men. But no, I'm just saying that doesn't mean you're anti-gay. It doesn't mean you're anti-gay.
If they look, let me ask you a question. If they look at gay people, I'm for gay marriage. I think that to not be for it is ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yes,
but. There are certain people that really think it's unnatural. Like, let's say you're raised religious and you really firmly believe that it's
That's
a character
fine, then you shouldn't
flaw.
do it. Then you shouldn't do it. And you shouldn't marry another person of your same sex.
No, but let's say they look at it like it's a character flaw, or a defect like pedophilia. Let's say they view it like that, like it's a sickness.
Okay.
Are they being anti-gay?
Yes.
Are you I guess you are anti-pedophile in some way.
You have to be, because the thing is, you can't make those kind of judgments because it's adults. And not everybody subscribes to your religion. I don't understand why Christians think that everyone has to live by their rules.
Well, they're douchebags, that's why.
It's like, you go ahead, and if your church doesn't believe in gay marriage, then I respect that, and I don't want you to have gay marriage. I don't want you to have, sex with another man. I don't want you to, don't do any of that stuff. I'm not going to force you to do any of that stuff. But now this couple over here who they both have really great jobs, they pay their taxes, they adopt kids that nobody else wants.
Right.
Let them fucking get married. Let them have the same rights as you.
I agree.
There's no reason why you should be telling other adults
What do you
who
work
aren't
for,
bothering
IKEA?
you.
No, I agree with you.
I'm just saying that there's, first of all, why people hate gays, I don't know. For the most part, they're a pretty decent group. I mean,
they're good neighbors. Their fucking
not like
neighborhoods are always clean.
What's that? What did you say?
She said they're not like Puerto Ricans. But their neighborhoods are always clean. Like, you get on a gay block in fucking Chelsea, it's immaculate.
We walked through one yesterday.
Never a fucking problem.
We walked through one yesterday there, and it was beautiful. I said to the guy I was walking with, and Bonnie, I go, look how clean this neighborhood is, And
they have good jobs for the most part. They pay their taxes.
I was only saying if somebody looks at like a sickness, does that make them anti-gay?
Don't say they have jobs and they pay taxes. You can't
I'm just
generalize.
saying I know I'm generalizing because a lot of them have meth problems. And
fucking people are people. But I hate when everybody goes, oh, you don't believe in what I believe in, so you hate me. That's not true.
Yeah, that's the point I was making with the stupid analogy I gave.
Yeah.
It doesn't, just because some people are against gay marriage because they hate fags, and some people really just think it's wrong because they think that gay people are sick and that you shouldn't do it.
But that's okay. Then they can live in that world. But I don't.
But is
they
that
should
hate
realize?
Is that hate though?
That's not hate. That's
I didn't
what
say
they believe.
it's hate because it's saying that not everyone should have the same rights.
Like, how about if I think
It's like when, you know, and this is the other thing that bothers me about it is that, like, well, you know, all these people, they don't want gay marriage. There's got to be something to it. Look, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who didn't want the end of slavery to happen, and
yes,
somebody led the charge, and it happened. You know, somebody had to be the leader. That's what bugs me about the politicians.
The way black people throw gays under the bus kind of bugs me too. Like, black people never see the argument, the civil rights and the shit that they had to put up with and the garbage they went through, and then gay people are going through it, and black people never or very rarely look at it and go, yeah, it is the same struggle. They're like, no, it's a choice. Black people hate when gay people mention the black civil rights struggle.
You can hide
hate
being
it.
gay, they say, and you can't hide being gay.
You know, or that gay's a choice and black
in this room very well.
Yes, not really. Should we break?
We can.
Next weekend.
Yeah, I guess we should plug real quick.
Gay people come to Arlington.
Oh, we're a very gay friendly show, Bonnie.
We
and
do
myself.
a lot of. I do a lot of gay jokes and a lot of.
Well, that's another thing too. They shouldn't get when you want equal rights, you got to take equal abuse too. You know,
Jim David, I asked a question to. I had him and Rick Chrome after Tracy Morgan did his gay thing. Jim David made a good point. Like, I was asking those guys, why do we have this double standard in language for stuff? And Jim raised a good point. He goes, it's not an even playing field.
I
Like,
agree.
to begin with, so you're more sensitive to that because you're not starting in the same. It's not like two equals shit on each other. It's one who can do things that others can't.
Well, that's not true.
That made actually a good point.
But yes, it's true. It is.
Yeah, nobody ever goes, okay, hetero. Like,
No,
you know,
no.
it's not,
That's not
like
true.
people make fun of gay people even when they don't mean to. They'll be like, oh, you've been sucking his cock or something like that.
But that's not true.
And it's really.
There's gay comedy clubs in the village and
Because
all
the
over,
idea
and
is
I'm sure
abhorrent.
they're going after straight people and jokes like that. So
It's still not a level.
when
Society is not.
You
level.
can, you
Yeah,
can call
right.
someone gay and get a laugh.
But
like-
what's a level
As you
playing
should.
field? What's a level
agree.
playing field in society?
Okay, a level
Nothing.
playing field. Yes, there is.
Okay.
Two people who are able to go out and do the same thing, and everything that happens to them is basically whatever choices they make.
I lost you.
I think that's a level
He's
playing
saying
field.
all things considered. That
Both people have an equal starting place and can do
Yeah.
whatever they want, and their
So
choices
who are
will
these two
dictate.
people? Just white, waspy, white Anglo
Two individual. You say what's a level playing field? I'm just saying
you're
two people.
When you break it down to groups, blacks don't have a level playing field.
Right.
Gays,
Agreed.
Jews in some areas don't.
That's why when we were listening to that guy
in
on the radio last night, and he was saying like about Chris Rock saying, calling Obama's administration a black party or something.
Black heaven.
Black heaven, and he was like, if we said that, white heaven. I was like, you can't. That's like you can't make those kind of comparisons.
I hate when they go
White
after
people-
any comic. Go
Yeah,
fuck
that's right.
yourself.
Silly.
Don't go after comics. I hate it, and I hate when other
And it's called
comics
the White
go after
House. It's
comics.
been called the White House.
Absolutely, as
Other
it
comics
should.
that go after other comics, going, "Oh, he said this," and
Drives
this.
me nuts.
When you're a fucking comic attacking another one on fucking Twitter or this and that, stop it. There's enough with bloggers and reporters taking shit out of context. You know, as a comic, don't you fucking do it about another comic? I don't care how bad they are.
That
or
was
how
Rich
good they are.
Voss, everybody, with comics.
Shut up,
Should stick up
NPR
for comics.
voice.
More with Rich Voss right after this.
Let's do some plugs. Anthony texted me. He's feeling a little bit better.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he is feeling better. He's fine.
And
Tonight,
he's obviously not listening.
no, not at all to this show. I apologize if we went off on some boring political thing, but it's hard when you have three friends.
Just doing.
Tonight through Saturday, Orlando for me.
He wanted to say it's hard when you have these fucking idiots.
No.
Not a lot to talk about.
March 20. No, you guys are fun just to listen to. You guys are fun just to listen to bullshit with each other. March 29th through April 1st here in New York, Carolines. And then April 12th through 14th, DC Improv.
That was me.
So, hold on, one more plug. June 9th, I will be with Artie Lang, Nick DiPaolo, Dave Attell at the MGM Grand Theater at Foxwoods. That's June 9th. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster.
What happened to Doug?
We did. That was always Doug doesn't want to do the whole tour.
He's so
And why
weird.
would you ask me that on the air? It's actually not a problem. It's not a.
No,
Doug literally didn't want to do the whole tour.
Oh,
but what if something bad had happened?
Oh, I don't know. Well,
Thank God.
All of a sudden, you guys censor what you talk about here. You talk about everything. I'm just saying he's a great comic. So's Nick. You know.
And
I'm not
do you
bad.
understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, why would you? Like, what if some
Just
behind?
let it go down,
Oh.
and then you go, "Hey, what's the deal with?"
Yeah, like what if it had been? You're right. We do talk about everything on the air, but what if it had been a money issue, which it's not? But let's just say it was.
Then you would have said it wasn't enough money.
But you don't say that though.
Well,
You know,
okay.
I wouldn't do that. But there is. To answer your question, there's no issue with Doug.
Yeah.
He never wanted to do the whole tour. He was actually worried about committing to a whole tour, and Nick wanted to do one, and him and Artie are together, so it's great.
He's going to kill.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to follow him. Anyhow, listen. Next weekend.
Why would you say that?
Next weekend at the Arlington Cinema Draft House, Rich Voss and Bonnie McFarlane co-headlining.
I'm not doing all the shows, but don't ask why.
Yeah, sure. And listen, my new CD, Still Empty Inside, is still on iTunes. Still Empty Inside.
The alternative title, which I thought he should use, was "Leave Them Wanting Less."
Boy, if you do that joke one more time, I'm going to fucking flatten your face like it matches your ass.
That was really
good.
fun to watch that one unfold.
I know.
as you went.
I couldn't spit that out.
I know. We'll be right back.
Who's that old guy over there? Uncle Paul, with the creepy old guy stare. Uncle Paul, now he's coming over here, slowly limping down the hall. It's too late now, 'cause here comes Uncle Paul.
Let me show you how to make a big boy love you.
In today's episode, Uncle Paul reminisces about a young Macaulay Culkin in the movie My Girl.
I was crying a lot in the theater when I seen that one. I couldn't see through my tears. I had such a big lump in my sweatpants. I love that movie. Look at that. You're all rough. You got leaves on you. Come here, let me muss your hair up. Come here, Macaulay. Look at your denim coat. I cried so hard. He got the bees all over him. I was like, be careful. They're gonna start stinging you on your penis. Gotta get someone to suck the person out. You got little bee stingers in your penis. Why don't you come over here? Let me get the bee Your beast. Let me pull them out with my teeth. I'll rescue you.
Who's that old guy over there? Uncle Paul, with the creepy old guy stare. Uncle Paul, now he's coming over here, slowly limping down the hall. It's too late now, 'cause here comes Uncle Paul.
Can I say we're back?
Please.
We're back. Hey, you know, here's the thing. We go on the road so much, and there's tons of great radio. There's some bad, but I did forget to mention Tom Bernard in Minneapolis, who was fucking. No, don't say OG.
No,
because
Nobody cares.
Tom
I'm sure
Tom
he's
Bernard's
great.
not listening, going, "Hey, he did say my name."
No, I'm just saying he's.
that's all that is.
Yeah, no.
What is it? It's all what
You
is.
want to get credit for saying his name so he can't
No,
get mad at you. Shut up.
no, because he's been good to me.
It's, well, all right, whatever
So-
reason.
So you thank people that are good to you, and when we were saying certain people, and that we didn't say
You're
certain
accepting
people,
an award?
huh?
I know.
You're not radio guest of the year, thanking everybody who got you there.
No,
Fucking zilch.
I just hate. Tom's a great guy.
I'm sure he's terrific. God
Shred
bless
and
him.
Reagan, we forgot those guys.
Yes, we did.
Who else did we forget?
Exactly. You see how this is going to spiral out of control?
I was just thinking we should do another.
Rover in Cleveland.
I've never done.
I
him.
love Rover.
I want to thank
He's huge in Cleveland.
Gilberto Plaza, who tweeted me, "I'm Puerto Rican, you cunt Canuck."
Gilberto didn't care for your remark.
Gilberto. Actually, people are being really nice. You know what? I'm actually excited to go do this show with Rich
Are you?
because I know I would say something, but I love the O&A audiences because they really don't get offended by anything.
No, they're the ones that come to the club are a great audience because
Sometimes you think you look in their faces and you're like, "Oh, this guy hates me," and then after they're like, "Hey, I love you. I know."
Well, first
Yeah,
of
there
all,
are. I will say this: they only ask that you're funny or you're not funny.
Yeah.
That's why I love those crowds. You never, or very rarely, I got grown so much at the Cellar recently. Like Keith Robinson was talking about race and being a situational racist. about how he likes Asians at certain times. It's a very funny bit. So I went on and afterwards, and I said, I'm also a situational racist. Like, I don't like black people when they host shows. And some people laugh, other people are like, oh. And then I'm doing my racial stuff, and people are getting uncomfortable. And it's like, you fucking cocksuckers. Like, the black guy was just doing racial stuff. It's okay. He can hit. O&A audiences are not like that.
No, not at all. That's the worst when you're on the road. Like in my contract that I make, I say no black openers because it's not them. It's the audience.
Do you really say that?
No.
Oh, that's hilarious. I was about to worship you.
Huh?
I was about to worship you.
No, I pretty much tell all the bookers because it's not the black
See, he
openers.
just said no, and then he said yeah.
Oh, because I don't
like when you said...
Shut up, don't try to fucking explain because you don't know.
Yeah, he did do that. He wants to be worshipped.
Yeah.
I lied. I don't care about you.
First of all, it's not the black comics. It's the audiences that fall for the bullshit and then fucking hate you for doing anything, you know.
That is funny, though. It's not the black comics. It's the audiences for not seeing what frauds they are. Fair enough.
You have a lot of checks there.
Yeah, I go to the bank very...
Seldom.
Thank you. I was going to say infrequently, but you can make it one small word if you want.
Seldom.
See, I have to go to the bank.
He's a wordsmith.
I have to go to the bank before I go to the airport. I'm looking forward to getting down to Florida. It's just depressing, the road. It's fucking depressing, man.
Yeah, tell her.
It's depressing because you think that, like, there's certain markets I do great in, and other markets, it's shit. It's shit. And it doesn't matter how much press I do. Like, I'll do, again, Monsters in the Morning. I like doing those guys.
Yeah.
Like, you do look forward to doing certain radio shows because you're like, I'm going to laugh. They're going to be fun to hang with. Like, I know I'll be okay on that one. But morning TV, I fucking hate doing it, and it doesn't help. It doesn't help.
We almost got kicked out of Monsters in the Morning because of her. Well, back in the day, she
Why?
walks in and goes, "No, which one's the head monster?" And what else were you saying in there? Remember those?
Oh, they were yakking about some dumb shit, and I said, I think you got some dead weight in here.
Did they laugh?
No, they were really
seriously. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. That was.
There was a lot of time. I got in trouble a lot of times.
You fucking killed my fucking road career. You fucking every club I
Don't
worked.
blame me.
Oh yeah, really? How about Pittsburgh? And then you walked off stage and went to the back of the room going, that was back in the day. She kills.
All right.
But back in the day, she walked off stage and went back in the room. Hi, you miss me now?
Someone yelled out, no. Because I left the stage. I just walked off, and the MC was in the back, didn't know. So there's no one on stage, and I walked around to the back of the audience.
Do people not know when you're kidding sometimes?
Oh, yeah, no one.
All the time.
Because it is hard to read you sometimes. I mean, I know you a long time, but I could see people like thinking, like, wow, she's just a bitch. But when you're just being funny.
Yeah.
And you're just being, silly and sarcastic.
A comic last night said she's mean, too mean.
What comic? What great comic said that?
No,
Amy Schumer.
Oh, did she?
Amy?
I go, Amy, if you're saying I'm too mean, I
know, that's
better
scary.
pull it back.
Because Amy is as fucking horrible as you can be.
Yeah.
She's very funny, Amy Schumer.
I love Amy Schumer.
It's nice to see her really doing well. And I say that kind of begrudgingly because I have to acknowledge that she's really funny. But you never want to see someone that opened for you doing really well.
Why?
Why? Because it's a reflection.
You think they're bypassing you?
No, I know they are.
The whole business is
I don't think they are. I know when I'm in the right lane and they're in the left.
You're like, see you later.
Yeah, it's like, how's Amy doing? Oh, she's high beaming me. Let me get out of the way. I don't mind it as much with women, though.
Because you're not competing against them in anything.
All right. Any more of my thoughts you want to finish?
Oh, sorry.
But no, you're actually right. That's exactly it.
You're not competing with anybody because you're individual who's.
Oh my
creative.
God! I can't believe this.
No, not
Rich
him.
Is that the philosophy he lives by? You're an individual.
Oh,
You're an individual.
First of all,
does Rich live this way, Bonnie? Is this the way he like?
No, he's so angry and bitter about everyone.
No, I'm not. Oh no, not about comics. Not talented ones. When I see talented ones get ahead.
Oh, I'll say this for Rich. He's very good at picking out people that really are funny, whether they're guys or girls or starting or been in the business 200 years or whatever. He's always.
Do you know? I always thought that about myself too. Like I have a great ear for music.
Yeah.
Like I know what's going to be a hit, and then I realize, oh yeah, you like the same thing everybody likes. That's why it's a hit.
Right.
Like so, if you pick out people who are genuinely funny, you
No,
see
no,
what
but you
everyone's-
can know that.
No, but sometimes you get jealous of somebody who's doing well, and you can't really. Some
See-
people say, "Oh, I don't think he's good." You know.
Yeah, they kind of,
You know,
they allow their jealousy to cockblock
Right.
their fucking real
Right.
opinion.
No,
Right.
talent. You know, when you see somebody that's great, that gets something or gets ahead, when there's not only comedy with music, acting, when there's so much fraud out there and so much garbage put on TV. Like I said to somebody before, we don't have a TV show, but fucking storage bins do.
Yeah,
okay.
that is
You know,
depressing.
a guy that's fucking.
If you lived in one, you'd have your own show.
Yeah. Okay. People that fucking this guy that goes and gets rats, which I love, Billy the
Exterminator.
You know,
Oh, he
but I'm
stinks.
saying
I like looking at Beehive stuff. You ever look at Beehive stuff on the fucking internet?
No.
What are you talking about?
You talking about the rats?
Yeah.
And
Billy the Exterminator.
no, but I mean, look up bees nests and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like giant fucking beehives that these guys rip down and they put videos on YouTube. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's awesome. Don't you get scared of bees?
No, bees don't scare me at all.
We have lives and children and stuff, so we don't really have time just to look up bees on the internet.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point. You have to vacuum that spot while he's golfing. I forgot the Kardashians. I love looking up fucking beehive shit, though. It drives me crazy.
I like reading prison stories.
How did you stumble onto that?
Because he said Billy the guy.
What porn were you trying to look up? Beehives came up instead.
I'll just look up. I just look up bees sometimes on YouTube, and you get some amazing videos. I've seen videos
What made you think to do
because it
it?
scares me. I've seen giant hives getting scooped out. It's fucking terrifying.
One of the waitresses at the cellar was telling me the other night she was walking home and stepped on a live rat. No, that's stand up. It's stand up. And stepped on a fucking live rat as she's walking down the street.
I probably would have went, oh boy, and jumped on a ceiling or something.
We used to go rats. We used to go feed the rats. Me, him, and we took Dustin Diamond one night and we fed rats. We used to pull up. I'm talking to you, bitch.
She's doing exactly what everyone's doing. They all know that we've done this.
Oh, we haven't told that. No, you get new listeners all the time. That's one
Not
thing
this
good about
show.
radio.
What are you saying? I wasn't
Nothing.
listening.
Doesn't matter.
No, just tell her how we used to go rat hunting, and feed them.
I took a girl on a date.
You're such a scaredy cat. You'd never do that.
Oh, we
stayed
actually
in the
did. We
car.
put peanut butter. This is what a fucking coward is. We sat in the car.
You put peanut butter on your penis and let a rat come eat it
no,
off?
we
That seems
we put on our penis and pretended that we were rats and licked it off each other.
Now you feed the rat.
No, we went to fucking. We put the Reese's cups outside on 72nd and Broadway. We sat in the car. And there was like a lot of them, and fucking Voss locked his door. I'll never forget that. I'm like, you fucking twat, the rats.
Was it a black rat?
But he locked the door.
No, I rolled up the window.
No, you locked the door.
God.
Well,
it was scary.
The other night we were walking along, and Rich goes, rat! And
you jumped.
Oh.
I was hoping you jump in front of a car, but my plan didn't work. How the fuck do you got so many checks? Don't you do it? Come home and cash them after your gig?
I one is from no, they're only from. I go every couple weeks to the bank.
Did you ever do that thing on fucking?
Get it out.
Where you get that money from radio?
Yeah,
where they
Sound
play
exchange. Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely. You get checks. When they play our stuff on satellite, we have to get paid for that, which is nice.
I don't know where we get the
Rich,
money.
that's John Hamm. Remember when we were down at that place I used to do stand up sometimes in L.A. That Holiday Inn, was it a Holiday
The
Inn?
Ramada?
The Ramada Inn.
Yeah.
Remember the basement? Him and his girlfriend came in one time, and I didn't realize it till she says a movie out now.
Who is he?
The guy from Mad Men.
The guy from Mad Men is John Hamm, but his girlfriend turns out is this chick that does movies. I can't remember her name, but I remember her. I didn't know who he was, but I knew who she was from a movie. And they came down in there now.
Is this story going
Put
to
it
go
all
anywhere?
together. I put it all
I was gonna
together.
say,
John Hamm came to an open mic at the basement of the Ramada
That's
Inn.
one of the worst stories I've ever heard. Believe me, and I've told some duds myself.
That fucking story, I just can. Ugh.
So
I don't even
I'm
have an
saying
ending
John
for it.
Hamm saw me do stand up once in the
Well,
basement of the Ramada Inn.
now you're at 12.
What does that mean? 12 people?
I
don't get it.
Really, you're going to fuck up my joke?
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
This is just
Sorry.
not a way to end. Hey, you know,
If you want to be like John Hamm, come see my show.
or
I
go
think we kind of limped
If you're
to
a
the finish line.
madman.
how come you don't do a podcast?
So I'm on a radio show. Honestly, that's why. I'm not even being a smartass.
No.
It's because I've thought of it, but I don't have enough dedication to it. Podcast listeners are fucking loyal, but I have this, and how much of me to people, what am I going to talk about that I don't talk about here? I talk for 20 hours a week.
Yeah, that's a good point, but...
And I do Boneyard.
Excuse
It's
me.
too much.
Because Riotcast, what we're on, the network we're on, Riotcast.
Yeah.
They would love to have somebody as big as you on.
Fucking big as me. I'm a zero.
You're not a zero.
I'm a
Hey, you got to think. You got to be positive,
Yeah,
man.
all right, that's true. I'm a
You
one.
gotta stay positive.
All right, let's get out of here.
All
You'll
right.
be fine.
Feel better, stupid Anthony.
Thanks for having me on. I really had fun.
Arlington Cinema Draft House next week. Can I please have 200 people buy Still Empty Inside this week? I get yelled at for
Begging.
plugging.
Why?
Who yells at you?
People on Twitter and stuff, but
Don't let
plug.
them.
You know,
Sam, you'll be here after. I think we held the fort down.
I think
so.
I think it went well.
I had fun. I don't know if anybody listening.
Who's that
did, but-
hottie out there?
I think that's Allie Landry.
Is that a famous person?
She was on the Doritos commercial.
She's totally famous. She's totally famous.
I think that's
How?
her.
And she's got kids. She's got 2 kids.
What do you see? That's all you do is read that garbage.
I know stuff.
You guys did fabulous today.
I recognize a lot more celebrities than I do. Fucking half of them, I have no idea who they are.
All right, we'll see you in a few
All right,
minutes
bye,
for the
guys.
after show.